ugly and I'm proud.
Good! Say it louder.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Louder.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Louder.
I'm ugly and I'm proud. I am ugly and I'm proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Is that what he calls it?
Welcome back to the warm-up. We got a fun video today. Got the NBA ranked. If you don't know what this is basically just The Ringer. And their little list, their website that they put out called the NBA, ranked. And they say that they rank everything that matters in the NBA. So I took a look at this. I saw this on Twitter and people were talking about it. It's updated every once in a while, so not like every single week. And so some of this is outdated, but I want to talk about it because things have changed a little bit. I kind of want to talk about changes and then give like my top 10. I wrote my top 10 down before, but I did see one specific spot, a player in a certain spot that I was not thrilled about or that I agree with. So that's why we're doing this. If you can't tell, look in the very back of my camera. So the top 100 players in the NBA. That's a lot of people. I don't care about that much. I want to focus on the top 10 and why. It's a really cool website. Go check it out for yourself. There's a lot of things you can do. Like you see up here, rookie rankings updated December 21st. This one it's been a month. I'm recording this on the 5th. It's been a month since they've updated it. So a lot has changed. And they updated, different trade values and other things like that. Cool website. I really like it. So I'm going to start with their top 10 and then give my top 10 and then show you where my top 10, where those players ended up on their list, right? So number one, got Nikola Jokic. That's pretty simple. Not crazy. I really don't need to talk about that. I think he's the best player, number one right now. Yeah, that's what I got right now. Number two, Steph Curry. This is what I saw on Twitter, and I was like, huh? What? And so I'm really interested to see when the Ringer starts to like update this, what they're going to say about it, because I don't think Curry is the second best. And it's so interesting because you look at the timeline, 22-23, he was the second best. Beginning of the season, he dropped down to the third, and now he's back up to second. And I'm like, how? Like, I just don't get it. That's not the kind of guy that I would think would be up there. I mean, it's pretty solidly like sound that it's Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis in any order of the top three. The fact that Curry's just in the top two is weird to me. Their team hasn't been good. He's been playing okay. I mean, he's been averaging, obviously these are different. He's averaging 28 points up to December 5th. Great player, four-time champion. I'm not saying he's not good as a player all time. I'm just saying right now, he's 1,000,000% not the second best player in the league. There are definitely players that are better than him, and there are teams that are better than his team that he is leading. And so I know that there are things going on with his team, especially with like Draymond and stuff like that, but this is where I'm like, what? I don't get it. So number three, Joel Embiid. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, he's reigning MVP. I think I've talked about this many times on the channel so far this year. He is going to repeat as MVP. Might have a final shot. I don't know. I'm really still kind of torn on who I think is going to even go to the finals, let alone like win it. So I think that's a solid pick. The top three, pretty easy. Giannis is number 4, easy, right? This is after the top three. I mean, it should have been the top three, but now at the top 4 because we already talked about Steph. This is where it gets a little interesting, and this is where it gets really dicey, I would say, with certain people. Number 5 is Luka, and Luka, I mean, this is before Christmas, obviously, had an insane Christmas Day game. You see that stat of like since he's been a father, like what he's been averaging. It's like hilarious. Let's see if I can find it. But he's been cooking, and so his team is a lot better. I really think that Derek Lively has helped the Mavericks a ton when he's on the court. Kyrie Irving's back now. He was out for a little bit, but they're scary, dude. This year, I feel like they're every other year. They're good, and then they're not good. And like they missed the playoffs by a long shot last year. So I really think that he has a shot to be MVP potentially next year if he's going to step it up. I mean, up to December 5th, he was averaging 32, 9, and 8 with 37% shooting from three. Like, wow. He's played 6 seasons, and he's made all NBA 4 times. This is one of those generational, I mean, everyone knows. He's really one of those generational talents that we have right now in the league. And you could see on the timeline, I mean, he was ranked 4th at the beginning of the season. So who was 5th? Where is Embiid? Oh, Embiid was 6th going into the season? After an MVP year, that's interesting. After this, we have Tatum at number 6. Don't think he's that high. I think I've got him in the top 10. I was listening to a podcast by Brian Windhorst and the Hoop Collective and those guys. It's Tim McMahon and Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst. They'll talk about NBA and blah 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 blah. And they were just talking about like, I don't think Tatum really can get better than this. They've been knocking on the door of the finals so many times. Got there once, broke through. But I talked about this in my last video. He's just not exploding off like in his prime. He's age 25. I don't know if he's going to be one of those top tier guys, because it's Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid right now, and that's pretty much it. And Luka's right there, like Anthony Edwards is right there, Shea's right there. He's starting to get passed out by guys who've been drafted after him, and so that's when it gets a little sketchy. He's a great player, great two-way player. It says perennial MVP candidate. Just a good player overall. I just don't think that he could be the best player on a championship team, like a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James or even like Steph or Jokic or Jan. Like, I don't think he's that, right? And so go look at one of my earlier videos I did on him. It was, how many months ago was that? It was a couple months ago. And that talked about like Jason Tatum. He's not he's a second star, right? He's there's the Hall of Famers, there's the all-time people. He could be a Hall of Famer, I don't know. And then there's like people who didn't really get to accomplish much, but are still really good players, like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Harden. Unfortunately, he's right there right now, right? So I think he's right there. I want to see a jump from him. They just keep getting more all-stars, and he really hasn't been like, give me the ball, I'm the guy, let's go. They've been winning games, but it looks like Derek White's winning the games, right? Like, I don't know. It's really, really interesting this season and going forward. So my stock in Jason Tatum is not extremely high. Devin Booker belongs nowhere near in the top 10. I have personal beef, not with him, but about him being from Phoenix. But like, I don't know, man. I don't think he's a top 10 player. I don't. He's a great player. He says the most dangerous and well-rounded shooting guard in the world. Okay, but the shooting guard pool right now is kind of interesting because everyone's like a point guard or a small forward. So there's that. I don't know, man. He's been to a finals before, which he has over guys like Ant and Shea, kind of like dangled over their head. Like, hey, I still been in the finals. But that was a really good team. He was best player on that team. I just don't think he's top 10 right now. His team with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal they're not good. And he's healthy more than they are, I feel like. Or maybe about as much as KD. Bradley Beal's been out a lot. KD's been there a decent amount, but he's been out sometimes. So it's between Devin Booker and KD, and it's just like, why are you guys not better? They were like the projected second seed going into the season. I think Booker, when this updates, will drop down lower. Like, I think he'll be out of the top 10 because there are guys that have been playing out of their minds lately. So, like this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 8. I have him at just a little bit higher. I like what he's been doing. Obviously, once again, this hasn't been updated in a month, so I'll give him my list after. But man, Shai the Thunder are legit. They beat the Clippers. They beat the Celtics. They've beaten some good teams that have come into OKC. They beat them on the road. Like, they're a solid team, man. Him and Chet, him by himself, he's amazing. I'm really, really excited to see them pretty much lock in a top 4 and home court advantage seeding in the playoffs this year in the West as like one of the youngest teams in the league. MVP candidate for sure. I think he's at 3rd right now. It's between Embiid and then Giannis and then I think it's Shai at 3rd right now in the NBA rankings. So very, very excited for him. I love this dude. KD is at 9. Yeah, okay. Honestly, nothing wrong with that. I think that's pretty much where he needs to be at, around the top 10, right? LeBron's 10th, I think is a little bit... Okay, when he won... Okay, that's funny, because I think he should have been higher. When was the in-season tournament? In-season tournament was 2 days after this ranking. It's December 7th, I think. So LeBron won, took his whole team to the in-season tournament, and they won the whole thing. Didn't lose a single game. I think he should have been higher for that. But the Lakers also dropped off a ton since that point. So I think it'll level back out to maybe KD's spot, maybe 8 or 9, or maybe a 10. I don't know. But yeah, LeBron's been playing good on his own. To see what he's averaging so far in the season. 25, 7, and 7. That's a lot higher, a lot more assists than I thought. But yeah, Lakers have been kind of dropped off since then. not his fault. I saw a tweet that was like, oh, how do the Lakers go from having the best offseason and the best trade deadline to like sucking in the season? Like, how does that work? So I don't know. We'll have to see how the GM does. Okay, I'll put a picture up on screen. But my top 10 looks a little bit different, okay? I just went off the dome. I'm gonna call this section off the dome, okay? Boom. I just like took a little sticky note and just wrote kind of in order who I think my top 10 is. Before looking at it. And then we can kind of see where people's rankings are. Where the Ringers rankings were at in terms of based off of mine, right? So I had Jokic at 1 as well. I had Giannis at 2, and I even beat at 3. And so that doesn't really, I mean, I write those 3 in terms of like Jokic is still 1, but Giannis and Embiid are right there, and so I really don't care. 2 and 3, not going to make me mad. Shea, I had at 4th. He's been phenomenal, as I talked about. I had Luka 5. I had Tatum at 6 still. So, I mean, he's been okay, right? As I talked about, actually, I take that back. He's been really, really good. But just in terms of growth and jump, I've seen other guys take a way bigger jump and be more to their team than Jason Tatum, and he's one of the best players in the league, and so I expect him to just, right, as a young player, he's only 25. I had LeBron after that. At 7. He was at the 10th spot. Right after that, I had Kawhi, and we'll come back to this once this is updated. If Kawhi is not in the top 10, what in the world are we doing? Kawhi was at 17. When that makes sense. The Clippers are struggling. They were just starting to get their win streak. I don't think they have lost with Kawhi in the lineup since November 30th, which is really, really cool because he took some games off because he hurt his hip. If you watch that Mavericks game, he slammed his hip on the floor, dude. That did not look fun. So that was an injury where I'm like, okay, I'll watch it happen. Even though I hate when people do that. I did that myself. So I had KD at 9, and then I had Ant at 10. So those are my picks. I'll put that up on the screen once again. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Shea, Luka, Tatum, Bron, Kawhi, KD, and Ant. I don't know. I really like Ant. I really like Shea. It's fun to really watch those guys play. This is a good time to be a fan of the NBA. So much talent. I mean, I'm looking right now, just where I stopped scrolling. Number 40 was Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the 40th best player in the NBA. Jaren Jackson Jr., that's hilarious that he's at 40. Like, I think he's good, but like that just shows how much talent we have above him, how many better players we have above Jaren Jackson, who is really, really good, right? So, yeah, man, we've got some fun videos for the rest of the month. Next week is the big week. If you have not heard already, it's the big week. I'm talking about the GOAT debate next week on Wednesday and Saturday, but my own personal take on it, and you'll see what I mean when you watch that. So subscribe and hit the notification bell, just so you can be like, bang, I'm ready, and then comment. Let's get a communication. Let's talk. Ready? So I'm really excited for that. And then the end of the month of January is another big blowout week. I'm going to go over 5 NBA prospects for the 2024 season, since it's 2024 now and we're in January. I was going to do it in December, but then I was like, I'd rather do that the other one instead. I'll save the 24 draft prospects for 2024. So get ready for that. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm excited for you guys to be there for it and support it. So thanks for your support. I've been having a lot of fun on this channel lately. So this has been a blast with the NBA. A lot of good games, a lot of good stuff. So that's all I got for today. We out.